Welcome back, everyone. In this lecture, we're going to talk about the last type of our formal business emails, which is an apology email. And this kind of email is very, very sensitive because you're writing a recipient after doing something that you want to apologize on. So that means that you've done something inappropriate and you are apologizing by email. So let's go to our screen and see how could we write an apology email. We have 4 situations when writing an apology email or apologizing via email is appropriate. We could apologize on the phone. We could apologize face to face. But when is apologizing via email appropriate? It's only appropriate in 4 cases or situations. Situation number 1 is when time is of the essence. You need to apologize as soon as possible. Time is running out. Number 2 is when you want everyone to get the same apology at the same time. So you are apologizing to a huge number of people and you want the apology or you want your apology to reach them all with the same efficiency at the same time. Number 3, your apology needs to be very formal. If you want your apology to sound and look extremely formal, you should apologize via email. And number 4 is when you want or expect very little to nothing in return. So when you are apologizing and expecting nothing in return from the person or the recipient you are apologizing to, the best communication way to apologize is via email. To create the perfect apology via email, you should follow the steps I'm gonna talk to you now. Your apology should contain a detailed account of the situation. What does that mean? This means that your email should tell the recipient the situation exactly. You should state what has been done wrong in that situation you are apologizing to. Then you have to go and acknowledge the damage that has been done, okay? You should be very frank with yourself before being frank with the recipient in stating the damage and the hurt that has been done. After that, you should take responsibility. You should state to the recipient that you are taking responsibility for the damage that has been done. Then you should recognize your or the company's role in the situation. What's your role in the wrong that has been done? Is it your role? Is it the company's role? And what are you gonna do about it? You should ask for forgiveness in a very, very polite way. You should include a statement of regret. You should show very clearly that you are regretting it. Promise that it won't happen again. The recipient should see that you will grant that the damage won't happen again. At the end, you should provide a form of resituation if possible. You should provide the recipient and at the end a kind of compensation. Whether you can compensate him with a discount, for instance, offering him the service but in a different upgrade. You are the one who will decide the compensation that you're going to give your recipient. After that, you should state that you acknowledge or recognize the damage that has been done. So you could say, we appreciate that this caused you inconvenience. I can imagine that you felt like we see that our actions impacted you unnecessarily. As a result of our decision, our relationship was affected, and you have to state how. The paragraph after this, you will be explaining the defect, the damage, and why the damage was formed or was caused. So you could use expression like, our internal communication failed as a result of, and you state the fact. The error was due to, and you state the error. The defect or the problem was caused by, and you state why this damage or this defect was caused. After that, you should promise him that this will be or will never happen again. We are convinced that the changes we have implemented will prevent this from happening again. Or you could say, we will be increasing our efforts when it comes to the situation so that in the future it doesn't happen again. Or you could use, I can promise you that the highest quality standards will be met going forward. And then ending your email with, please accept my apologies, or sincere apologies for, and then regards, and then you put your signature. This is an extremely formal way of saying sorry. And usually you would see it written in a business email or an e-letter. And now I'm gonna show you a template for an apology email. I'll be reading it with you now. Dear Mr. Darcy, this is a follow-up letter in response to your letter dated 1st November 2020. We at the Hot Walk restaurant understand what quality family time means, and that brings me to the incident that happened to you in our restaurant on the 30th of October 2020. I would like to apologize for the fact that though you had reserved a table for 6 at our restaurant, when you arrived you had to wait for about half an hour. It takes me a great deal of embarrassment and shame to say that it was in fact a fault on our part that we didn't confirm your reservation with a callback, and the wrong expectation was set with you and your guests. On behalf of the Hot Walk restaurant, I would like to invite you and your guests for a complimentary dinner at our convenience. I would like you to accept this invitation and give us an opportunity to serve you and rectify the unceremonious incident. I hope you will kindly oblige us with your consent. Yours sincerely, Pat Davis, Manager, Customer Relations. So we will be ending with these rules. Choose the apology method, in person or email. Apologize immediately. Avoid giving excuses. Take responsibility for your actions. Explain how you will fix things. And at the end, you have to follow up through with the remedy.